Welcome back to Insecurity. We are in Las Vegas for CES 2020. We've been talking to all kinds of smart people who do all kinds of cool things, making the things that go into things that make these things safe and secure. With all of that being said, we are with Andrew McKim, who is a senior software engineer.
Senior software systems developer.
Systems engineer.
Yes.
What would you say you do here, Andrew?
Well, I think the systems part is actually a very important part of my title because I don't necessarily write a lot of software, but I actually spend more time integrating software from various places and look at things as an entire system. So for performance, for scheduling, for all sorts of aspects, I need to know how the interplay, because we've got multiple different systems actually happening in the car itself. We actually have, in a car like this, you would actually have Android on top of a hypervisor, on top of QNX, on top of something else, on top of the hardware. Then we're actually integrating with models. It's a very complex situation. So a software developer typically works with a piece of software, one single unit, but somebody has to look at it from a system perspective and try to get the pieces fit together. And when things don't go quite right, figure out why.
Now, you didn't come up designing software and this type of systems integration for cars. This is a relatively new thing. How's that evolutionary process working out? I mean, now you've got people that are going to definitely come up in the automotive software programming type of scenario, but for veterans, that's kind of a transition, I would think.
It's a weird thing, because I actually, when I'm going through school, I came out of school thinking I'm going to be into even before machine learning became hot, it was actually neural networks. I was into that kind of stuff. I was into object-oriented design. I got my first job, and it was not that. And I actually ended up writing boot ROMs, bootloader code, assembly language, for systems that you can't even buy anymore. They're no longer manufactured. So that tells you, I've been around for a while. And so then I was into the telecom space for many years. I worked in a lot of the main tier telecom manufacturers, doing that level of stuff. And then after a while, I kind of got bored of that. 5 nines reliability on this one thing that says terabytes of packets around. And actually, after a while, I actually ended up working at BlackBerry, working on phones. And it was on performance and optimization techniques, and how do we make them faster, how do we make them more reliable, how do we make them use less battery. And that's where the system came in. Basically, you're basically have to analyze all sorts of crazy aspects because what a user does is unpredictable. And you basically need to figure that out. And sometimes there is a hard problem. Why does this phone crash? Well, I'm not exactly sure. Let's go back and forth and figure it out. And it could be from two weird things happening simultaneously. And you have to be kind of think sideways in order to come to the root cause of that, and then get back into something I learned from telecom, which is 5 nines reliability. You want your phone or whatever it is to be up as much as possible, and not rebooting at a critical moment.
Well, certainly not when you're going 80 miles an hour down the highway do you want your device rebooting.
Exactly. So the transition into actually working from a sort of a mobile platform from a telecom to an automotive, you're looking at maximum reliability, maximum performance, decreased footprint on a battery or other kind of situations. It's just all part and parcel. So there's actually a natural evolution through the process in my career. I don't think I could have ever predicted it. And actually now I'm even coming back into AI again, where 20 odd years ago, it was one of those things, the neural nets, we don't quite trust them, what's going on. And now it's the big thing.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's interesting you talk about the evolution. We used to call them mobile devices, mobile phones, because it was a phone you were using while you were mobile. Now it's actually mobile.
Yes, it has wheels.
The device is mobile, it does move. If tire companies can call themselves mobility companies, I think it's safe to say that we are too.
Yeah, no, it's the integration of computing everywhere. Like we'll have things with wheels now, running Android and phones and infotainment, planes, everything. Like now it's truly mobile.
You guys at BlackBerry Labs are doing some interesting stuff. If people want to get more information about things you're up to, suggestion, where should they go?
Oh, just check it out. Like, there's a lot of online training courses that you do that'll spark your imagination. Check out our blogs. I believe Cylance has one called Threat Vector. I like to follow that one. And just the internet is actually, is a wonderful place for just getting lots of information, but you have to find a place that's trustworthy. Otherwise, you may actually get the wrong stuff.
Oh, come on, man. The internet's like Mos Eisley. You'll never find a place with more scum and villainy.
Oh,
but
that too.
Where the good guys are, you can definitely find guys like Andrew at BlackBerry.com. Also on Twitter, we are at BlackBerry and at Cylance Inc. I'm Matt Stevenson. Look for me at Pacman73. We'll see you soon.